Okay, now we're in the virtual golf. You can see that it looks a lot different. And all the same elements are there. They've just kind of cleaned it up a little bit, but they have added some pretty cool features. So let's take a look at it. First of all, let's start with the basic pieces. So now the new menu is right here under this menu. And you'll see when we click it, it takes us to settings. So now we can like add more players. We can change our view settings. We can now change our putting back and forth. And we can look at the game settings, but you'll see it doesn't let us change it. It before would let us kind of look at those settings, but tease us into thinking we could change them when we couldn't. So now it just shows us the settings that we can alter, which is kind of a cool thing. You can also come up here to external screens, and we can change the external screens if we want. So now we can come back here and change our external screen views if we want to. And if you click this show preview, it's pretty cool. It'll show you what your screen looks like. It'll put it up on the side screen for you and show you what that looks like. Now, let's come back here. All right, we're back here at the virtual golf. If we click here on the player's name, player one, it gives us our player's options. So now it's a little more straightforward. We can either pause this player or pick up just what our options are for that player. If we come down here to the shot down here and the tee, we can look at what our options are here. We have a 310-yard shot that's 30 foot downhill. You'll see they've moved the power and the spin percentage over to here. Our club selection is here if we want to change clubs. It's important to know that the TrackMan doesn't really matter. Your club selection doesn't matter unless it's the putter, of course. But if you're using the app to track, you want to make sure that you change it so that it knows which clubs you're using. All right, they've made some pretty big changes here in the mini map on the side. So you can see they've made some changes. The first thing that's kind of cool is if I click these little arrows, I can click that and it will actually extend out the mini map for me so I get a little better view, and then I can come out here and I can choose my aim point on the mini map, which is a cool feature. So I can do that just like that. I also can on the mini map here, I can turn on this grid. So now this grid here is turned on, which is showing me the lie of the ball. Now I think you guys have probably run into this, but sometimes when you're playing, the ball squirts off to the right or the left, and it's because the virtual golf really takes into account an uphill or downhill lie, which sometimes we don't really see. And of course, when you're hitting off the mat, you're not really hitting off an uphill or downhill lie. So you'll be able to see that. But if you want to turn that off, it's this little grid button right here. You can turn it on and turn it off. The fairway markers button has now been moved into a more prominent spot. That's this one here with the sign. If I turn that on. The other one is all the flyover options. Those are here now, and I can choose different flyover options. So if I want the whole flyover, I can do the whole flyover. And they've actually added a feature now where you can pause the flyover. So if you want to stop it anywhere and look at the hole, you can. So that's kind of a cool feature if you want to pause the flyover. You can also go to the green and look at the flyover of the green like that. And you can also do a fly up, see the whole overview of the hole like that. And then you can also finally go out to the aim point and see the flyover of the aim point at the target. Now they call it the target view. So now I have the target view and I can see the target view. It used to let us move the target view, but now it doesn't let us move the target view. So you can see the green is really sloped, or the fairway is really sloped here at this target. All right, there we go. If you click on the player name up here, you get the scorecard, or on the leaderboard, basically. Now you get the scorecard, so that's a little more logical place for it. And then when you click anywhere, it goes away. So that is the kind of the overview of the virtual golf. Now, there's a couple of other little changes that exist. But let me show you just real quick how the side screen looks. So here's what the side screen looks like the way I have it set up. So I have it set up with the impact and the numbers on the side. And I could click here on the settings and I could add another number. So like if I wanted to add, what would be a good one to add? Like say I wanted to add, well, if I wanted to know where I struck the ball, like I don't really need ball speed because the thing will tell me, but if I wanted to add impact height, offset and impact height, that will tell me where on the club head I struck the ball, right? So we can put that there. And now I'll come back here to the main view. And let's hit that. Let's hit a couple shots and I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, so in between each shot, just like before, it gives you an overview and it has a little thing that says click anywhere to pause this screen. So now we've paused this screen and it gives us our options. Same thing as before, we get these data tiles. And if I click on one of these data tiles, it'll show me all the data. It's a little different format now. It's formatted by club data, launch data, ball flight data. And then it's now showing me a little more self-explanatory that these are the data points I have selected. But if I want to change them, I could say, well, I don't want, maybe I don't want curve, so I can remove curve and I can add face the path, for example. So now I can customize that setup. So now I can save that and close it. I can also in here have some options. I can take a mulligan, I can pick up, I can re-hit. If I didn't like that, I can take a penalty and re-hit. I can also replay that shot if I want to watch that shot again, and I can pick different viewpoints if I want to see that shot again, like that. So that's the virtual golf difference there. And if you look at the side screen, for example, I can look at the extended screen here. Let's pull that up. All right, so now if I want to look at the side monitors, this is what it shows me for that shot on the side. And you see it didn't pick up my club face location. Sometimes it doesn't, but it gives me all the other data. And if I click this, actually, it'll show me all the data points for that swing. And you'll see that that in Utah carried 246, right? But if I were to go back to here and look at that previous shot data, it carried 241 at this course. So the course is a little lower elevation than where the TrackMan is set here. All right, so that's how that works. It's a pretty cool feature. If I wanted to look at something different on the extended screens, I could come here to the extended screens, for example, and I could change this one, and I could put video in it, and on this one I could put video in it like this, save, and then I think what it should show me if I looked at that screen, yeah, there we go. If we look at that screen, there's the video for that shot. So now if I go and hit that second shot, it will show me the video for that shot. So that's how that works. So now you're seeing what you would see on the side screen. And it looks like if you mouse over to that side screen, you can even scrub through the video and look at it. So while you're playing, now you have access to the video, which you didn't used to have. So that's a very cool feature. So, all right, that's the new features of virtual golf.